You're being fined, what, $8,000 for unauthorized lake use. That's what the letter said in big, bold, red-bordered letters right there in my mailbox, still wet from the morning dew with my name, and violations splashed across the top like I'd robbed a bank. Signed by none other than the queen of clipboards herself, Karen Whitmore, the HOA president, who must have thought she was running her own little country out here. The part that really got me. The lake in question sits smack in the middle of my property, bought and paid for, passed down from my granddad, and definitely not a dime's worth of the HOA's business. So there I was, barefoot, on my dock towel, over my shoulder, dog at my feet. Rusty barking like he smelled trouble, holding a letter that accused me of trespassing on my own land. And the best part, that threat at the bottom. Further action will be taken if non-compliance continues. I'll give Karen this. She's bold. But what she didn't know, what made me almost laugh through the steam coming out my ears, is that for years I'd been quietly buying up parcels all around the HOA, including their so-called community clubhouse and the trails they love so much, even their water access. That was mine now, too. Let me back up a sec. My name's Dan Carter. After 25 years hustling in the city, I bought back the Carter Ranch, just trying to find a little peace and maybe get Rusty out of the suburbs before he forgot what grass smells like. Sunrise swims slow evenings on the dock, fixing up the old barn I thought I'd left drama behind. Then about a week in, up rolls Karen in her spotless SUV sunglasses like she's hiding from the paparazzi. Introduces herself, tells me she's president of Willow Creek HOA, asks if I've read the community rules. I tell her I'm not in the HOA. Never have been. Never will be. My land is my own. She freezes up, smiles just enough to show her teeth, and then starts in with the neighborly expectations. Suddenly I'm getting reminders about lawn care invites to meetings I never agreed to, and then the kicker, a notice that the HOA has reviewed the lake as a shared water feature and exclusive access is prohibited. I tried to reason with her, sent her maps, my deed, even the original plat from the 1940s. Nothing. Karen doubled down, waving legal review around like a magic wand. Thing is, I'm stubborn. Maybe that's a family trait. And over the years, while Karen was micromanaging mailboxes, I'd quietly bought up most of the access land around her little kingdom. Didn't mean much at the time, but now, suddenly, it was leverage. Turns out, as the legal owner of their only lake access, I could propose fee changes. So after a board vote nobody showed up for, I bumped their annual fees by $5,000. Sent the notices out. Karen got hers right in the middle of a pool party, drink in hand, surrounded by her loyal followers. The look on her face when she opened it, priceless. Of course she called the cops. Showed up at my gate yelling about theft, about me holding the neighborhood hostage. Officer shows up, asks for proof. I give him everything, deeds, maps, family photos. Karen's face fell faster than a rock in that lake. Even then she wouldn't give up. Started bringing her assistant Marie around, snapping photos of my property, writing me up for violations that didn't even exist for non-HOA land. First it was unauthorized landscaping, then illegal dock lighting, and always that big fine for swimming in my own lake. I'll admit part of me wanted to fight fire with fire, but I knew better. So I mapped every inch of my land, called in a surveyor named Susan. She'd been burned by HOAs before and didn't take crap from anybody. We redrew the boundaries, filed every paper with the county, and made sure that even a judge would need a microscope to poke holes in my claim. When I called the easement board together, the folks who actually had a vote, I already owned most of their parcels. The one I didn't, my cousin Harold, who owed me from way back. Fee increase unanimous. Karen freaked. But by then her neighbors were getting tired of her. When she tried to rally the troops, Ronald, the HOA treasurer, stormed up, red-faced and sweating, waving my letter and asking why dues had just spiked by $5,000. She tried to bluff, but the cops set her straight. I owned the land, the fees were legal, and the HOA had been living on borrowed time. Now here's where things get wild. About 6 months before all this, I'd noticed more and more community members sneaking onto my property. Kids, fishing families, picnicking, folks treating my land like their backyard. Didn't mind at first, but when the noise and trash started, I put up a sign. Next week it was gone. So I put up a gate. That's when Karen lost it. Tried to have it removed with a tow truck. I filmed the whole thing, her screaming at the driver until the sheriff showed up and told her to stand down or face charges. She left humiliated, but humiliation's a dangerous thing. A few nights later, my barn went up in flames. Firefighters saved the house, but everything else, tools, memories, family history gone. Wasn't hard to guess who'd benefit, but I played it quiet. Called Logan, my nephew, and we installed cameras everywhere. Solar-powered, motion, activated, hidden like Easter eggs. Called my lawyer too. Gail, a bulldog with a law degree, dug into the HOA status and found it was all but illegal taxes, unpaid paperwork expired. That gave me more leverage than I'd hoped for. Next, Cheryl, the former HOA treasurer, reached out, sent me proof that Karen had used HOA money to hire a PI to dig up dirt on me. That plus the fire meant this was more than neighbor drama. So I went public. Emailed every resident, laid out the facts, attached all the documents, and let them see who'd really started the war. The HOA called a town hall to restore harmony. Pete, a crusty ex-Army guy, stood up and motioned to remove Karen as president. Even Marie, her sidekick, voted her out. Cheryl took over, sent me a formal apology, and agreed to all my terms. But that's not where it ended. A few nights later, my cameras caught Karen sneaking back, this time with a gas can. She tried to torch my land again, but I had everything on tape. Called the sheriff, watched from the window as they cuffed her mascara, running hair wild. She screamed about injustice all the way to the cruiser. Next day, the paper ran the story, HOA president arrested in arson plot. For a moment, I thought it was over. Then the FBI showed up. Turns out Karen had been embezzling dues from not just our HOA, but several others, funneling money into fake companies and offshore accounts. My little land war had pulled the curtain back on a statewide scam. They thanked me for the evidence, warned me she wasn't done fighting. But her bail got revoked when she tried to intimidate me again, this time with a note threatening revenge. After that, things finally settled. Cheryl and the new board dissolved. The HOA turned Willow Creek into a voluntary co-op. No more presidents, no more fines, just neighbors. Helping neighbors. They even named the new trails after me. The Carter Trails. Community rebuilt my barn. Logan started a YouTube channel and my story went viral. Thousands of people from all over sharing their own HOA nightmares, sending support, even helping fund a nonprofit we set up to help others fight back. Karen pled guilty, 6 years, no more HOA, no more threats. And as for me, I got my swim back, my land, and something better, peace. The real kind. But if there's one thing I learned from all this, it's that bullies only win if you let them. So wherever you're watching from, whether it's a tiny lot or 1,000 acres, stand your ground. Your story matters too. Now, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Ever had a Karen try to take what's yours? Drop your story in the comments, we've got your back. And if you made it this far, like, share, and subscribe, because you never know when the next HOA nightmare is coming for your peace.